What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jax. We're going to go over our friend Vechain. Currently sitting at 0.086. We're sitting at a market cap of 5.51 billion. 24-hour volume, 346 million. We're down about 4% on the day. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to crypto.com, sign up to the world's fastest growing crypto app. And you can grab one of the incredible Visa cards for cashback in crypto, free Spotify, Netflix, Prime, travel incentives, depending on the level of card that you have. All right, 1 hour chart for Vechain. Our first entry, 0.090. Second entry, 0.083. Equal amounts at each entry. Bring your average price down halfway each time. So our break even is 0.087. As you can see here, we're creating lower lows. We are creating higher lows on the 1 hour RSI, as well as on the money flow. We created a lower low, and we're creating higher lows on the money flow, which are bullish divergences, guys, and can be an early sign that the bears are running out of strength and it's the bulls' time to come out and play. You can see here on the 1 hour time frame, we have a double bottom, came up, came down, made a second bottom. It's just a small little pattern here, but if it does break out to the upside, bring you back up to our first entry, which would now turn into a take profit zone, and that would be a nice little trade of, well, it's a bit of a small trade, about 4% trade for vet, but of course you don't have to sell your whole position in one trade. The one thing about Vechain though is when it sells off, I think it's due to the fact that it's only 8 cents. It doesn't see a lot of like really nice bounces. Like as you can see here, when it was selling off, it just came down basically before seeing a nice little bounce right here and then flash crash. And then this was really tradable. Like right here is really, but this right here is just like, you just have to wait because you're buying in as it's dropping, so you're fine. You just have to wait longer. Whereas a coin like Matic, let me pop open Matic really quick. It moves in more beautiful waveforms when it's correcting, as you can see here. Give me a good example for Matic. So here's a good one right here. See how it you can see how we had a bit of a flash crash, but then we had some beautiful waves right here. These are all tradable, right? And when it's coming through its correction right here as well, had some nice tradable waves. But if we look at Vechain, we pop back over to vet, just comes kind of straight down, right? So you have to wait longer for it to bounce back up into profits. Not always, but I think it's due to the fact that Vechain has low volume. All right, guys. So we're going to pop over to the 4 hour time frame. Actually, we're on the 4 hour time frame right now. So we can see here on the 4 hour, we are trending towards oversold on the money flow as well as on the RSI. And that's usually when you're going to see a move back up right here. Saw a nice bounce back to the upside. If we look right here, money started to flow back in. Saw a nice push back to the upside right here as well. Money started to flow back in. Nice push back to the upside. So it's an early indicator that you're going to see a push to the upside sooner than later. All right, guys, we did break below the EMAs, so we may come up and hit them as resistance. What we want to see is we break back above the EMAs, we hold them as support just as we did here, bullish cross, nice pump to the upside. So do watch this level of support, 0.08377, could give us a good opportunity to bounce. If we continue to see some sell-off, our next buy zones, 0.076, 0.069, 0.056, and then I have some down here, 0.035 and all the way down at 0.013. These are more like fail-safe buy zones. Usually what will happen if you do have a major sell-off is you'll drop 40-50% and then you'll see a nice bounce back to the upside. If you continue to drop, well, you're dollar cost averaging once again, and then you bounce back up into profits, you take profits, and you rinse and repeat the cycle. But if we get back above the EMAs, we break this high, we could see continuation back to the upside for Vechain. Let's go to the daily time frame. So I have been talking about the fact that we bounced off the 0.786 with our inverted Fibonacci here. Quickly take this one out. You can see we beautifully, oh, I did not want to do that. My voice prompter here. You can see we beautifully bounced off the 0.786. We got back above the golden ratio, but we got rejected by the 0.5, and now we've fallen back underneath the golden ratio. So if we lose the 0.786 as support, then you're going to come up down all the way back down to where you started. And if we lose this low for Vechain, that's fairly bearish, guys, because basically you target the 1.618 extension, which is coming in at about 0.026. Oh man, why did it switch back? Just a moment here, guys. I just want to switch switch everything back to the way it was. So as I was saying, if you do lose the low, you come back down to where you came from, you break that support, it's a higher likelihood you're going to come down to the 1.618. which is all the way down at 0.026. So that's the bearish scenario, guys. For the bulls, oh boy, for the bulls here, we need to hold this level of support. It's very, very crucial, and get back above the EMA. As you can see on the daily, we got rejected by the 55. So what you would want to see is a large double bottom pattern. You come up, you hit resistance, you create a second bottom, and you break out back to the upside. I'll drop in our neckline. If it does break out here, then it could take Vechain all the way up pretty close to the golden ratio. The breakout target is coming in at 14 cents for VET. Let's look at the weekly time frame for Vechain real quick. Yeah, so we're underneath the 55 EMA, and we came up and we hit it as resistance. So we would want to get back above the EMAs fairly soon, because if we continue to see some sell-off, we have the bearish cross, and we hit the EMAs as resistance, could signal that we lose this low, and then we might go into a bear market. Of course, that's a possibility. I go over both scenarios, but as of right now, obviously all eyes on our friend Bitcoin. Bitcoin is holding key levels of support, creating higher lows, but we need to see a bounce relatively soon if we're going to see continuation back to the upside for not only Bitcoin, but for the rest of the market, including our friend Vechain. But if we do come down, guys, we dollar cost average. You don't just come straight down. It works in waves, guys. Let me zoom out on Vechain here. So you can see here, so we'll go over the crash that we had in the summertime. So you can see here, you came down, you had a flash crash, you wicked all the way down, boom, you bounce right back up into profit. And then you came further down, you bounce back up, double bottom, bounce back to the upside. So let's say we're entering into a downtrend. Well, what would happen is you would do a little something like this. You have a nice little bounce, you come lower, you bounce again. Sometimes you bounce even higher, you come down, you bounce again, you come down, you bounce, right? You don't go straight down, it works in waves. And what's happening is your dollar cost averaging into your trade, bringing down your average price, and then you're taking profit, taking profit, dollar cost averaging, dollar cost averaging, dollar cost averaging, and price comes up, and then you're taking profit, taking profit. All right, guys, my little doodles on my screen there. So that's basically it for Vechain. If we are going to see continuation of this uptrend, it's pretty crucial that we don't break this low here, and especially we don't come down and break this low coming in about 0.056, or else you're going to reverse the trend and enter into a downtrend. But as of right now, if we can hold these key levels of support and we can bounce, and maybe we come down to 0.076 and we create that large double bottom pattern, bottom, second bottom, and we bounce, and we can break out back to the upside once again for our friend Vechain. But whether we're pumping or whether we're dumping, we are trading, we're dollar cost averaging, and we're making money. It's double your margin as a leverage trader. It's no fail with spot leverage trade at your own risk. And yeah, that's basically it for Vechain. If you want early access to these charts, sign up to the Discord, where I'm posting these charts, updating them regularly here under our DCA charts. Really can't beat it, guys. The price of a coffee for Sand, Matic, Phantom, Vet, Solana, Gala, many coins with our DCA strategy. Also 1,000 members talking all things crypto, posting chart patterns, all sorts of insights and goodies. Price of a coffee. Sign up to Bybit. That's where I do my trading. And I'll see you in the next video. Much love. Take care.